So a lot of the 3D guns that are being printed today are actually fully functional, and they actually fire like a real firearm. The original ones that were made, like the Liberator pistol, would typically explode if you tried to shoot it. And the old original Liberator pistol actually had very little metal content that was included into it. And this is it right here. This is the actual barrel. Now this is a inert version. It's not real. It's not functional, but it does have the firing pin inside of it. We also put the round inside of it. So the only metal in this content in this was just the round and the nail that was inside of it. Now the problem with this is these can't stand the gas pressures that are going to be produced once this round fires. And what would happen with this is it would actually explode. So either the barrel itself would explode, or this back part of the frame would actually bust off and explode. So there was a lot of concern about these and concerns to walk through metal detectors, but the reality was this wasn't really a functional firearm. And the odds are that when you tried to shoot it, it was probably going to explode based on just 3D printing it. Now this system right now is actually set to what we call the OTP. This is called the operational test piece. This is a standard test piece for guns detection. It's used by like the Transportation Security Administration, FAA. Different people use this test piece, and it's pretty common for gun detection, just one of the many that are out there. So we've set this system to this level, and you can see as I pass it through it, I want you to watch up at the top here at the cross piece indicator. When I pass it through the dead center, I only get one deflection. So the dead center of the system is the weakest zone of a walk-through metal detector. If you're going to set it to a test piece, you hold it in this kind of orientation, so it's the farthest away from the panels. You run it through the dead center, and you should just get one red dot, which is right at the edge of the alarm threshold for the system, and that's how they set them based on a test piece. So this one right now is set to that OTP operational test piece setting. So the original Liberator pistol, if you ran this through here and you even ran it closer to the panels, which if you go closer, you're actually going to get a stronger signal, you're not going to get anything. But the reality was with this, it wasn't really a viable threat because it actually didn't really work. So what they've done now is they've gotten rid of this all plastic 3D printed barrel, and they've either went to a nylon or a Delrin, which provides a lot more substance and density and can hold the gas pressures. And that's one method that they're using. Again, that kind of actually doesn't increase the amount of metal, so that would make it functional. The other problem is back here could still break apart, but it actually was a functional barrel this way. But more times than not, what you're seeing now is they're actually putting a barrel sleeve inside of it. So if it's a 22 or 9 mil, you can buy these, and they'll just sleeve the barrel of this, which will then make it actually pretty functional. So it will increase the amount of metal, but let's see how it does on the OTP setting. So we run it through the dead center, and we're not getting anything. All right, so we run it closer to the panel, we're not getting anything. So the only metal in here, again, is the round, the actual nail or the firing pin, and then the small barrel. This is a 22 barrel. There's just not a lot of metal there for this system to pick up based on the setting we're using. Now, another type of gun that you're seeing out there is called the Hobart, and we've got two different versions here for you. One we've sleeved with a 22 barrel, the other one we've sleeved with a 9mm barrel to get the difference between the two. And what they do is they actually got a barrel, and it's pretty long inside this one, and this is a fully functional. This one isn't, it's a training aid, but we've got the metal detector content, but the ones that are they're 3D pitting are fully functional. So this one is the 22. So you're going to have the sleeved barrel. There's some screws that they actually use in this, so I tried to duplicate that. But the majority of the metal is going to be here in where the barrel is at, and also the firing pin inside here. So we'll take and run this through on the OTP setting, dead center, and we're not getting anything. All right, so we'll run it closer to the panel, and we're still not getting anything. We run it through again. Nothing. So this barrel in a 22, which is about this long, is still not picking up on an OTP setting. So let's go to the 9mm barrel, which is significantly larger, and we'll run this one through the system and see what we get. So now we're getting two deflections. You guys see that? So when I say deflections, what I'm talking about is we know what our alarm threshold is, but the system's telling you I see metal, and this is the level I'm seeing at it, but it's below the red, below my alarm threshold. So we'll run it through dead center, and we're getting two deflections. So if you're on an OTP setting, And that's what they're making you be set to. And somebody comes in with this gun, right there it was 3. If they get closer to the panel, you could possibly get an alarm. So remember, the dead center is going to be the weakest zone. So if I've got it hidden on me right inside here, and I go through the walk-through metal detector, how many did I get? I got 3, 2 deflections. So that's how you use deflections to let you know I potentially have something, but it's below my alarm threshold based on your setting. All right. So the other one we have here is called the, can't remember the name of this one. This is another one that's pretty popular. It's got a lot more metal in it as far as the screws, so we duplicated this across the board, and this one's running with a 22 sleeved barrel. So we'll run this one through on the OTP setting, and nothing in the dead center. Let's run closer to the panel. We actually got an alarm, so it just kind of depends that if it's in the center zone, like in their waist, you probably are not going to get any deflections on an OTP setting, okay? So let's kind of switch it up here and go to a different setting. And this time we're going to go to a ECAC standard setting for walk-through metal detector, which is going to be this knife, all right? So we're going to run this through the system and see what we get. We're only getting 2 deflections on this. So you can tell right away that this setting that we're going to set it to now is going to be a much more sensitive setting. So detection of these firearms is going to be extremely dependent on what setting your walk-through metal detector is set to. And I'm using standards so you can get an idea on where you're at. So I'm going to go and actually change this and go to the actual setting for this. All right, we've actually set it to that setting. We'll wait till it clears up. When there's nothing up there, we'll run this through dead center. And again, we got 1 star, which means I've set this to the threshold, dead center, which is the weakest zone, to detect on an ECAC standard Opinel knife center. And this is an Opinel number 10, which is kind of a higher standard in regards to what they have. So we'll go back to the first gun that we had, which got the sleeve 22 in it, and see how it does. Still nothing. We'll get closer to the panel. Still nothing. All right. We'll go to the the 22 in the Songbird. This is the Songbird. We'll go dead center. Nothing. We'll get closer to the panel. Nothing. It is not liking this one at all, even on that setting. And then we'll go to the 9mm, and it's hitting dead center. Okay, so you've gotten much better detection for this one, dead center. And then we'll go with the Hobart. Got 1 at the center, and maybe 3 off to the side. All right, so we went to the higher ECAC standard. Now we're going to go to the lowest ECAC standard, which is the most sensitive, and see how we do on that setting. All right, so I'll go back in the machine. I'll change it to the highest setting. So now we've set it to a much higher standard. So this is a different Opinel knife. It's much smaller than the other one. And we should get detection. We're getting detection. All right. And then we'll go back to the very first gun. We'll take this and run it through the dead center. We're still not getting anything, even when we get close to the panel. We'll go to the 22 Songbird. We got 1 right at the panel, 2 dead center, nothing. So again, we're not seeing much of an improvement. We'll go to the 9mm barreled one. It's hitting dead center. And then we'll go to the Hobart, and it's now alarming. So the detection as you go up in sensitivity is going to improve against these 3D handguns, but you know, it just depends on what setting you're using. So you got to know what setting you're on, what standard test piece you're using. There's a lot of different standards out there, and then you're going to be able to gauge off what I've showed you whether or not it's an OTP setting or an ECAC standard 1, standard 2, whether you're going to be able to pick up these 3D printed guns. And again, most of the metal is actually just going to be the barrel and that length of the barrel and what type of metal they're using. So if they're using a stainless steel, I mean a straight up non-ferrous stainless steel, That's harder to detect than just a steel barrel, okay, that's got a lot more ferrous metal in it. So I hope this helps, hope it explains it. But again, it all comes down to what you got this set to, whether you're going to detect this or not. It's not can you detect it, it's what setting you're using on whether or not you're going to detect it or not.